the real you, the one that existed before the world told you who you had to be, the one buried under shame, silence, and survival, the one that was quieted every time you were told to be good, to be strong, to stop being dramatic, to keep the peace, that you is not gone, that you is still breathing, still waiting, still alive beneath the ruins of other people's projections. And as you begin to choose yourself, not out of selfishness, but out of deep, sacred necessity, you will begin to feel something strange, something unfamiliar at first. Joy. Not the fleeting kind that comes from praise or validation, not the addicting high of being needed, but a quiet, stable, internal joy. The kind that emerges when you wake up and do something simply because it matters to you. The kind that comes from honoring your soul instead of silencing it. The kind that says, I am enough, even when no one's watching. You will begin to taste the sweetness of freedom, of waking up without dread, of walking without a mask, of speaking without calculating the response, of saying no and not feeling guilt choke your throat, of resting without having to earn it. And when you walk alone, because yes, at first you will, it will feel terrifying. It will feel empty. You'll question everything. You'll long for the comfort of old patterns, even the ones that broke you. You'll miss people who hurt you, because pain was familiar and familiarity felt safe. But you will keep walking, and step by step, something will shift. You will notice the quiet no longer feels lonely. It feels peaceful. It feels like home, because you are no longer waiting to be chosen. You are no longer chasing love like a starving beggar. You are no longer negotiating your worth in silent desperation. You are no longer trading pieces of your soul just to be included. You will feel full, not because others are pouring into you, but because you have stopped leaking yourself away. You are tending to your own wounds. You are mothering your own heart. You are holding space for your own healing. You have become your own source. And in that sacred solitude, you'll find strength you didn't know existed. You'll look back and weep, not just for the pain, but for the power it woke in you. You'll understand that every betrayal was a redirection. Every abandonment was a protection. Every silence was a gift, because it forced you to meet yourself, to stand in your own truth. There's a bitter truth that we all need to face, one that stings like medicine, but one that can heal wounds you didn't even know you had. This truth is brutal, but it's real. No matter how much we strive, no matter how hard we push ourselves, how many things we chase, or how much we accumulate, everything will eventually fade away. It's a harsh truth, but it's the reality of existence. One day, everything you've worked for, everything you fought for, will be reduced to dust. The wealth, the fame, the material things we think define us, all of it will be gone. And the universe? It'll be gone too. It's not something you want to think about. It's uncomfortable. But the more you resist this truth, the more it will keep coming back. The more you try to deny it, the more it'll catch up with you, like a shadow, creeping closer and closer. We live in a world obsessed with accumulation, with getting more, having more, and being more. But have you ever really asked yourself, what is it all for? Here's the thing. No matter how much money you make, no matter how many titles you earn, no matter how much influence you gain, it doesn't last. It can disappear in the blink of an eye. Just look at the world around us. People who seem invincible, people who appear to have everything, sometimes lose it all in a single moment. The buildings we erect, the empires we build, the treasures we hoard, they crumble with time. Everything is temporary. Nothing in this world is truly yours forever. But there's a bitter pill to swallow here. something that, while difficult to accept, holds the key to your freedom. The truth is, what really matters in life is not external. It's not about how much money you have, how many people know your name, or how many luxuries you can fill your life with. In fact, those things often distract us from the real wealth that's available to us. The only wealth that truly matters in the end is inner peace, mental peace. Think about it. Peace is the one thing that nobody can ever take from you. No amount of wealth can buy it. No fame can replace it. No status or title can grant it to you. You can lose everything else, but if you have peace, you are truly rich. Peace is the foundation of a life well lived. It's the bedrock of everything else. Without it, everything you acquire or achieve will feel hollow. The moment you stop and realize that peace isn't something you can buy, it's something you create within yourself, that's when things begin to change. That's when you realize that you've been searching for the wrong thing all along. We live our lives chasing something outside of ourselves. We think we need more money, more possessions, more recognition, more power. We think that if we just reach that next milestone, if we just get that one thing we're after, then we'll feel complete. But the reality is nothing you gain externally will ever fill that hole inside you. And the worst part? When you finally get the thing you've been chasing, you'll realize that it doesn't bring you peace. It doesn't fill you. It only leads you to want more. So, you chase after the next thing, and the next, and the next. And before you know it, you've spent your entire life chasing the wrong things. In his writings, Seneca taught us something incredibly important, that all the external things we chase are ultimately not what define us. He lived a life of incredible wisdom, and despite his status, his wealth, and his power, he realized that none of those things mattered as much as the peace within. He found true wealth in detachment, in accepting that everything he had, everything he could gain, was fleeting. What mattered most was the calm of his own mind. What mattered most was how he responded to life, not what life gave him. You're the one with the key to your own life. No one else can give it to you. No one can unlock the door for you. The key is yours and yours alone. The more you focus on the external world, the more you give your power away. The moment you realize that the only thing you control is your own mind, your life will shift. You don't need to be the richest person alive. You don't need to have the most impressive resume. You don't need the biggest house or the most exotic vacations. All you need is mental peace. That's it. The world will try to tell you otherwise. It will bombard you with advertisements, expectations, comparisons, and social pressures. But deep down, you know that none of that matters. True wealth isn't something you can see or hold in your hands. It's something you cultivate in your mind, in your spirit. It's about finding peace with who you are, where you are, and what you have right now. It's about learning to let go of what you can't control. Stop seeking happiness in material possessions. In modern society, wealth, luxury, and material possessions are often seen as the ultimate goals. We are conditioned to believe that the more we accumulate, the happier we will be. This is a lie that modern culture tells us, and the Stoics warned us against it. They understood that the pursuit of material goods often leads to a sense of emptiness. Possessions provide temporary pleasure, but they do not provide lasting happiness. Seneca, a Stoic philosopher and advisor to the Emperor Nero, pointed out that true happiness comes not from what we own, but from how we choose to live. If we can learn to be content with less, we free ourselves from the endless cycle of craving more. Seneca said, "Wealth consists not in having great possessions, but in having few wants." The Stoics didn't argue that having wealth is inherently bad. Rather, they advise that we should not become attached to it. Wealth can be useful, but it is not the source of true joy. Instead of chasing material possessions, focus on cultivating virtues such as wisdom, courage, and temperance. By living a simple, virtuous life, we can find true fulfillment that transcends the fleeting satisfaction of material things. 3. Avoid the trap of constant comparison. In the age of social media, it's easy to fall into the trap of constantly comparing ourselves to others. On Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok, we see curated glimpses of other people's seemingly perfect lives. This can make us feel inadequate, leading us to believe we are somehow lacking or less successful than others. But the Stoics knew that this constant comparison is not only harmful, it's completely unnecessary. Epictetus, one of the most well-known Stoic philosophers, famously said that we should not measure our worth against the success of others. Comparing yourself to someone else is not only pointless, it's a distraction from your own growth. Epictetus said, "Wealth consists not in having great possessions, but in having few wants."